Hi everyone, welcome back to the Woodpine Woodworks channel. My name's Will, and I'm in the middle of a sign build, an outdoor sign build, and I ran into a situation where I needed to think about how to make a cut safely. And I want to show you my solution on how I did this in a safe manner, a place where maybe you could have got away with power tools, but hand tools came to the rescue. So this is the body of the sign that I'm building, this outdoor sign, and on each side there's going to be an 8-foot tall post. Part of that post goes in the ground, the other part's above the ground. And at the very top of each post is a chamfer around the top, just to add a little bit of design interest to the post itself. And I had to think about how am I going to make that cut in a safe way. I didn't feel like doing it on the table saw was safe because it's just a big piece. I don't have a miter saw. And even if I did have a miter saw, I don't have any way of supporting an 8-foot long piece. I didn't feel like bringing a router to the piece was going to give me adequate results, just again because I didn't feel like I could hold it steady enough. So I chose to use hand tools, and I'm going to show you how I did this in the hopes that you learn something and that you try this yourself if you're faced with an awkward cut. All right, so let's take a look at how we're going to make this cut, how we're going to mark things out and then make the cut itself. So I put the post in my vise, and I want to make a chamfer all around each edge this way. And again, it didn't feel like I could balance the router here. Didn't feel like there was any safe way for me to do this, so I chose hand tools. So we're going to start. I'm going to make a 1/2 inch chamfer, so I'm going to set my square to 1/2 inch right there. And then we're just going to make some marks on our piece like this all the way around. And you can pick, whatever dimension you want. I thought 1/2 inch was good proportionally for the size of these posts. Seemed to fit pretty nice. And then we're going to do the same thing on the different faces. So we're going to go ahead and mark here and then over here. Same kind of deal. And then on this side, okay. Now our task is to take our hand plane and basically connect the lines, make the lines connect. So to do that, I'm going to use my good old Stanley number 4, and I'm just going to take material off until I can connect the line between these two pencil marks. So we just kind of angle our plane and take nice easy shavings. You don't want to go crazy here. Kind of angle your plane and eyeball it as you go. I probably could take a little bit heavier of a cut. Really, this is a nice, pleasant job. No plumes of sawdust to deal with, no noise, save for the sound of the plane chipping away here. We want to take our time. And the nice thing here is you can really dial in the cut. You don't have to worry about taking off too much. If anything, it's taking off too little at a time. But you can always take more wood off. You can't put it back on, so that's kind of nice. Here I'm just going to make a slight adjustment on my plane. Take a little bit heavier of a cut. Sneak up on this. You can see I'll stop about halfway through. You can see how I'm not connected the dots fully, so I'll just keep kind of sneaking up on this until I make that nice 45. And I've got the workpiece at a good height, so it's comfortable for me as I'm doing this planing job. I'm not off balance. No risk of the workpiece falling over. Check my work periodically here. See, so it's still a little heavy on this end. And again, the goal is just to sneak up on these lines, get them to connect. So I'm pretty good on the baseline. The top needs a little more work. So I'm gonna put a little bit more right there. And then take a look at that. You'll see that it's got a nice nice 45. And if I wanted to, I could bring my low angle block plane in here and do a little bit more cleanup if I really wanted to. Depends how fussy you want to get with this. There you go. For all intents and purposes, we've got our 45. Now we'll do the same thing on the other 3 faces, and then we'll show you the end results. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, so for a couple of minutes of hand tool work, here's our end results. We have a nice crisp chamfer all the way around the end of an 8-foot long post. And like I said, otherwise, without hand tools, I'm not sure how I would do this safely. So, power tools are great. They save us a lot of time. But when you can use hand tools, it can really make a difference. It's quick work. It's clean work, as long as your tools are sharp, and it's safe work. Because I took the tool to the workpiece and I was controlling the tool the whole time. So hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you learned a little trick, and maybe you can think about the next time you have to work on a big piece, the notion of taking the tool to the work, maybe even a hand tool. Hopefully you do that. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.